Well, fears of a full-blown emerging markets crisis has certainly given a bid to gold lately. It is now up about 5% for the year, but it is still well off its highs of more than $1,800 an ounce in September of 2011. Joining us now to talk numbers is Dr. Ron Paul, former Texas congressman, founder now of RonPaulChannel.com. Dr. Paul, thank you so much for joining us again on Talking Numbers. I know we've talked a lot in the past about gold. Gold's gotten a bit of a bump because of emerging markets fears. Do you think it is a real turn for the metal or just a temporary hiding place from people that are concerned about all the uncertainty we have right now?
Well, I don't see gold so much in short term because I see it over a 100-year period, and I know what it was 100 years ago when the Fed started. It was $20. So long term, it's going to always go up as long as we have a Fed printing money. But on the short term, the traders have a lot to say about this. A correction like we've just had last year, 1 year out of 13, that's not a big correction. That doesn't destroy a so-called bull market. But, the traders also emphasize the importance of the first month of the year. So it's up $60, and it's up 5% for this year. And, of course, stocks aren't doing all that great this year. So, no, I think that I'm out of this business of trading and predicting, but if I had my guess, that I think you've seen the bottom of the gold in this cycle because everything is in place for more printed money and more debt and more fear, and people will look for a haven, and I think they're going to move to gold, and gold is going to be the safe haven, which it's been for 6,000 years.
So if we look at gold and we look at the Fed and we look at emerging markets and we look out, let's say another, I don't want to call it 100 years, although I hope I'm here, I severely doubt that I will be. In fact, I'm not sure most of us will be here at that time. How do we value it, right? It doesn't have a utility in terms of industrial use aside from a little semiconductor, dental work, et cetera. How are we supposed to look at gold, sir?
Well, it's different, and that's why it's gold is special because it's not. It has to be something people cherish, and it has to be it originated in the market, and it was the most convenient commodity for trading when they got rid of bartering. So that is what is appealing to it. But it also has to have other values to it, like jewelry. People like it. They like to look at it, and it can be used commercially. So all those things help qualify it as money. But the most important thing about gold is it restrains the temptation of those who think they know best on what interest rates should be and what the money supply should be, who cause all the distortions and the bubbles and then the recessions and the weak economy, and that's what we're going through. But to price it, the market does it. But I don't go up and think, what's the price of gold today? I always ask, what's the relationship of the dollar to gold? And of course, on a day-to-day basis, it's a little bit confusing. But overall, the dollar goes down and gold goes up. And today, even the dollar's been weak the last couple of days, and gold has gone up. But the dollar's been strong compared to the emerging markets. I mean, it's a lot of the emerging markets, their currency was going down against the dollar. But that means if the dollar's not gaining overall, that means some other currencies are starting to compete. But ultimately, the dollar has to compete with purchasing power, and I think that is what's happening. And you're going to see price inflation, and you will see the gold prices go up, and of course, in the midst of a very weak economy worldwide.
Yeah, and by the way, I certainly don't need to tell you anything about gold, sir, but I will say I finished Matthew Hart's recent book. It's simply entitled Gold, about a month ago because I wanted to understand the metal more. A fascinating read, by the way. I don't know Matthew at all. Never met the guy, no stake, but highly recommend that book. Dr. Paul, thank you so much for joining us.
Very good. Good to talk to you,
You
Brian.
take care. He is the founder of RonPaulChannel.com, obviously longtime former congressman from Texas, author, you name it, he's done it. We appreciate him coming on the program. I'm Brian Sullivan. Thank you for watching as well. Talk to you soon.